How's it going, guys? Today we are going to be trying the Trashmaster jig that I got from Carl's just earlier today. You guys probably already seen that unboxing, and I'm going to start off with that. It's blowing about 20 miles an hour, nothing crazy, but definitely going to try doing that jig, and then maybe we'll try some cranking and stuff like that. But I really want to focus on a jig bite and maybe get a good bite. I went out the other day, caught a few. I think I caught 7 fish yesterday, and I had a few break-offs. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Wasn't my day yesterday, but let's go ahead and see what happens. Just leaving the marina now, back behind me over there, and let's make something happen. Alright guys, I had a little change of plans. I'm going to start off with this little mini Recon by Googan first. Maybe do a little video review over it, if we can do anything. I'm kind of going to drift down the wind, or drift down with the wind first, and just crank these rocks. I was going to throw the jig, but going down with the wind, I'm just moving too fast. So we'll do this first, and then we'll kind of come back or change game plans, and we'll throw the jig around. But we won't throw it downwind, we'll sit into the wind so we can target our little spots. Let's see if we can get bit on this little Googan bait. First time throwing it. Made like 4 casts with it so far. Oh my god, there's a fish. No way. First one. Little guy though. Really small smallie. But hey, I was just gonna see how it was running. The next time it came up, I was gonna look at it. Nope. Because we got a little fish on. Little smallmouth bass, guys. Alright, first fish on the mini Recon by Googan right there. Little guy. Just going down with this wind. I was gonna see how it runs in the water, like how the action was, but I didn't get to do that right away. Trying to cast this guy with the wind because it is 1/4 ounce, so throwing this in the wind would be very difficult. This lake also varies in structure of rock too. It's always, there's lots of different type of rock on this lake. I mean, there's tons of it. There's this rock everywhere, but it's also very different. You'll get gravel, you'll get some smaller chunk rock, you get some big boulders, you'll get stones, you'll get brick. It's all just kind of different, which is really cool. So sometimes even if you're on like a rock pattern, if they're biting on rock, sometimes you can pattern it down to what kind of rock they're on. That way you don't waste your time on all this other stuff. Sometimes they'll only key into one type of rock or structure. Alright guys, actually it looks like these rocks are just being dumped in recently. I mean, this guy's still working right here. He's still putting rocks in, so I'm actually going to skip over this. These rocks are super new, and I don't think there's any fish on them, so we're going to skip over that. He's still dropping rocks in over here. So I'm sure all this commotion and stuff has not got the fish here. So we're gonna skip around right to this old tree here, or this tree, and go to this old rock. Try not to get all these leaves falling. They're everywhere. Let's fish some of this older stuff here. Should be like a night and day difference. Like I was saying, you don't want to be fishing that new stuff when it first drops like that. Not until at least after like a couple of weeks of it just sitting there, nothing else going on. Then once that new rock is there, fish will go to it because it's something new, you know. But when it's fresh like that, you just want to skip right over it. And I would say that's super fresh because they're still doing it. A lot of times you can tell because the water will fog up, but it was so like glary and shaded I couldn't tell. But a lot of times that water will turn like a creamy white, almost like a chlorine pool, and that's because all the dust off the rock. So but as soon as I got to this old rock right here, I had a bite right away. Love the action on this bait. Again, using the Googan baits mini Recon. Love the color. And again, it has the diving depth of 3 to 6 feet on the belly. I think a lot of people were hating on that, but honestly, I think I like that concept or idea of putting the diving depth on the bottom of it. Makes it really easy. Oh, there was a fish. Another one just hit coming up to the boat. He slammed it. He didn't get the trebles though. And I caught some leaves. Dang. There's a fish. Smallmouth, baby. Smallmouth on the Recon. Oh, he threw it. Did you see that one? That was a 2-pounder. Oh, man. Oh, there's one. He just crushed it. White bass. Mr. White Bass on it. Hey, nice little white bass. We don't have hybrids here. They're all white bass, so they don't get really big. You can sometimes get a nice 4-pounder, but they're beautiful. A lot of people say they're good eating, but I've heard otherwise. I've heard they're not good eating, but I don't know. Seeing lots of birds out there in the water, seagulls. Out there towards the main point out there, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably around a dozen or so. They're not like diving, they're sitting in the water. I don't know if that means anything. And usually if you see them flying and diving, there's bait fish, but they're kind of just, looks like they're just swimming out there. I don't know if that means there's bait fish around, if I should check it out. Alright, I'm right where the seagulls are because I see them swooping down at bait, so maybe we can find something right here. There's definitely bait around. I see it all over the place. These guys are just swooping down on it, munching away. Fish on. Oh my gosh, a little tiny white bass. Maybe we're gonna add him to the fish tank, huh? Maybe we'll keep this guy for a fish tank. He's small. Is that what's chasing all these bait, are little tiny white bass? And there's fish. Tiny white bass. Another one. Oh my gosh, guys, it's a school of little white bass. Look at this. I'm gonna put him in the box too. I'm gonna see which one's the smallest we catch, and we're gonna add them to the fish tank. Are you serious? It's a little school of white bass chasing fish around out here. Why? Why couldn't it be largemouth or something? I haven't been catching much all day. Find the seagulls. Find the bait fish. Find the fish. But they're little 5-inch white bass. Boom, another one. Are you serious? I can't believe this. To the box he goes. We got like 5 of them in there. I'm only keeping one. I'm gonna see which one's the smallest. Oh my god. I can't believe there's not bass out here. There's probably just so many white bass that they're just overrun. Just made a move. Oh, he came off. Little fish. Throwing the Recon. Just had another one. Small though, again, like 6 inches. I think it was another smallmouth. Made a move across to a bank that's not so windy. Trying to see if I can come up with something. Fishing in the wind with the, you know, I was throwing this crankbait, the spinnerbait, the jig, and just nothing. So maybe. And I found some baitfish with those seagulls. I've seen them schooled up like the baitfish in other areas. All I was catching are little tiny white bass. No largemouth or smallmouth in the mix at all. So got out of there, and let's just try maybe a little calmer section of the lake. Maybe that'll do something for us. There's a fish. Little again. Little smallmouth, man. There he is. I keep trying to throw the jig too. I'm just not getting bit yet. I haven't tried it here, but usually try to throw that jig to get some of those nicer fish. This little bait's getting bit, that's for sure. It's just not, it's not getting bit by the right ones. Little baits can catch big fish, don't get me wrong. But today, I got a leaf on there, it's twirling. It might have came off. Today it's catching small fish.
Models popping by